Have you ever had someone say to you, or maybe you heard it said to someone else, "Watch out, God sees what you're doing in secret"? I don't know about you, but that phrase has put a lot of guilt in me and unhealthy fear about what God sees and what He values. When God sees what we do in secret, the point isn't all about the sin and the bad things. That's important because He does see it. And knowing that has kind of helped me say, okay, God, I can't hide this from you. I'm going to need some help because I don't want to be doing these things and I know they don't honor you, whatever it is. But from a child's perspective, and my initial belief process around that was filled with legalistic thoughts and a mindset that said, you better perform correctly, otherwise God's going to come after you. So instead of being encouraged about what God sees in the secret places in our hearts that cannot be hidden from Him, I was really discouraged and weighted down with responsibility for every single thing that I did, that somehow that was going to keep me from God's love or put me in a place of being judged and condemned. Really, a lot of shame and feeling like it was just always going to be wrong because I just couldn't get it right. And when I realized that I could do some good things and sometimes fail and maybe not get it quite right and still be loved, it made all the difference. I wanted to point out a couple of verses today for anyone who has felt that pressure, that burden of God sees what you're doing in secret, you can't hide from Him in a condescending, judgmental way. Usually that might be from someone who's not dealt with their own fears and they're trying to control the choices and the actions of someone else. I found this particular verse in Proverbs encouraging. Proverbs 15:3 says, "The eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch on the evil and the good," both good and bad. So it is valuable to know that God sees the things that are done in secret, that I can't hide it, that I can't get away with it. There's a lot of verses that actually talk about that. Today I'm going to focus on some of the good verses that remind us that He also sees other things. And I'm also going to list off some of the things that He sees that can be encouraging. He sees who you really are. That is not something to be ashamed of, but the beautiful creation that God designed you to be. He sees His creation in you and He called it good. He sees where you hurt. He knows the times when you have felt terribly alone and afraid and wounded because of something someone said, something someone did, or even the own thoughts that are circling around in your mind. God knows where you hurt. He sees that. He sees how you struggle. And He sees how you're taking hard steps to grow or to heal or to re-engage in a relationship, or maybe it's even the hard steps that affect all of who you are. So exercise steps or eating habits that are hard to change, but you're trying to figure out what to do. He knows those places are not easy. He has what we need to have those steps be really transformative in our lives, but He sees you. Those efforts are not unnoticed. The beauty of your desires for God or for other people or for even healing in your own life are not unseen. He sees what happened to you in the past and He sees what's happening now. He also sees what needs you have, and He has ways to provide for those needs, whether it's directly in communication with Him, whether it's through professional counseling, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through a safe friend, or taking those scary steps to try something different in your life that you've been holding off doing because something's keeping you back. God sees. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature." This is when Samuel was choosing a king and he was in David's house. "Because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." What's going on inside of here? Yeah, if He sees things that are ugly, guess what? He still loves you. He wants to clean out those parts or bring healing in those parts or shape and shift things around so that you get to actually experience more of who you are and more of who God sees in you. Be encouraged, friend. 1 John 3:1, see what kind of love the Father has given to us that we should be called children of God, and so we are. I included that verse because God sees us as his children and as his creation, and there is great love for us. For we are his workmanship, this is Ephesians 2:10, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Psalm 33:18, behold, the eye of the Lord is on those who fear him, and on those who hope in his steadfast love. Isaiah 41:10, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And the last one, this is actually my absolute favorite. And I believe this is, oh my gosh, and now I'm going to have a brain lapse on her name. Hagar, the servant of Abraham. Genesis 16:13. So she called the name of the Lord who spoke to her. You are a God of seeing, for she said, truly I have seen him who looks after me. God sees, and he sees good things that he called good in the beginning, and he's calling forth to experience more good here on this earth, more good of what he's created in you, and more of his goodness for you. Take care, friends.